Hello and welcome to Paper Crafts by Saints Rule. This is Lori and thank you again for joining me today. Today's card is actually a card that I have posted on my blog, as well as Split Coast Stampers and our Daily Bread designs. I'm going to show you how to do a custom bottle cap, and in this case the bottle cap is used to accent a ribbon. It's one of the new fads that I've been seeing, and a few years back, as you probably recall, the bottle caps were very popular in scrapbooking. However, I found that the stickers to embellish the bottle caps were very prohibitive, very expensive, and so I came up with a way to create my own. The embellishment here, the paper that's used, is actually the same designer paper as what is used on the card. So you are able to customize and make your own embellishment, which is really neat. So the products that you're going to need some designer paper of your choice. You'll need some sort of paper punch or Cricut tool. Specifically, this is a 1-inch punch that I've used. Your bottle cap, a very tacky adhesive, in this case from my ATG gun. You'll be using a heavy embossing powder of the ultra thick embossing enamel, also known as UT. Your watermark stamp pad, in this case I'm using Versamark. There are other brands available, as well as a heat gun of choice. And then if you would like to jazz it up a little bit, I'm using some fine glitter that will go into it. So first step that you'll need to do is obviously you need to punch out your designer paper, and in this case you can't see it very well, but it's kind of a little bit of strawberries and flowers and those kind of things. And I've already prepared my bottle cap by roughing it up with a nail file and then applying some adhesive from my trusty ATG gun very heavily. You want to adhere that to the top. I'm going to flip over my designer paper here to use it kind of as a catch-all. And then you're going to want to take your watermark ink pad and you want to make this pretty juicy. So I'm really going to just get that loaded up with as much of that watermark ink as I can. And then I'm going to cover that with a little bit of the embossing enamel. Now this is a little bit heavier duty than the traditional embossing powder that you're used to, so, and as you can see, it kind of looks a little bit like sugar coating, which is kind of cool. So then the next thing we want to do is we want to actually heat emboss this. Be careful with your fingers. You can use other ways to do this, but I always am just very careful in doing this. But you want to heat it. Takes a couple of minutes to do this, and you will see it's kind of starting to gel there a little bit. It's bubbling up. Alright, so we know we're good to go. You want to be very, very careful with that because that cap will get hot. And once that's had time to set, you want to actually kind of juice that up again. Let it have a minute to dry off. Shake your excess off. And then I just get back in there and juice that back up again. Put a little bit more of that back on there. And this is a messy process, I will warn you. But you'll love the results. And again, you want to get that really good and melted. Now you can do that as many times as you would like until you get the desired effect. what you're looking for. But then really the key to this is once you have it set the way you want, in order to get your extra embellishment in, which in this case I'm going to use some ultra fine glitter, you're actually going to have to heat this up again, basically to kind of remelt that UT. And then sprinkle it a little bit on there, just however you like it, which I got a little heavy there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to heat it, because that's going to make it blend in. That's getting a little bit warm, so you gotta do the non-direct hit there. But then what happens, see if you can see it there, it just kind of blends right into that, and it gives it this really cool mottled effect. So you can add any type of glitter that you want into that, which in this case you're seeing more of the glitter than you are the designer paper, which in this case you're seeing more of just the designer paper with just a little bit of that shimmer in there. It's whatever effect that you want to do. It's completely and utterly up to you. And that's the best kind of project. So thank you so much for joining me today at Paper Crafts by Saints Rule. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it's something you'll be using on your project soon. And until we meet again, blessings and have a great day.